Good afternoon and welcome to Wembley Stadium. Less than 4.5 hours now until kick-off in the Carabao Cup final, where the first silverware of the season will be decided. Arsenal against Manchester City. Arsenal, believe it or not, haven't won this trophy since this man lifted it back in 1993. Tony Adams.
Correct.
Very, very good to see you.
Thank you.
Can you actually believe it's been 33 long years?
Yeah, well, it's changed. The competition's changed. You know, it's been a development league for a while, and when I first got in to football, we were out of Europe because of the Heysel for 85 to 1990. So there was only 3 trophies, not like the Arsenal going for the quadruple today, but we could only win 3, and so it's a much more prestigious kind of trophy in those days. So when I finally got my hands on it, and I must say that in '87 when I first lifted the League Cup, we beat Tottenham in the semi-final.
Get that one in.
Yeah, exactly. I had to do that. And then we beat Liverpool when Ian Rush, scored. He always wins, but they didn't on that occasion, and we happened to win 2-1. But it galvanised that squad. We knew we had the belief then to go on and win more and more stuff. And I'm hoping that the current squad take it on board and win this League Cup today, and then go on and on from there to win more and more stuff, because they've got the quality. They're a fantastic squad now.
I want to remind you of this, but for those who haven't got such a long memory, the cup wasn't the only thing that you lifted over your shoulders in '93, was it?
Yeah.
Just to remind everyone what happened.
Well, Stevie Moore won the game for us. A lot of people don't, and I went to him and I lifted him up and he fell off the back of me, and it still hurts him to this day. I saw him recently and he's saying, it's still painful. And I said, but you got the goal, and we wouldn't even be talking about this if I hadn't done that. Everyone would have forgotten Stevie Moore won the League Cup for us. So I don't think he's particularly grateful for me throwing him over his shoulder, but he was brilliant. Don't get me wrong, we went for the European Cup Winners' Cup the year after, and he played in that squad. He's a very good player for us. He did amazing things. He recovered from it, and we're still friends, weirdly.
I think he's here today, so you might be able to say hello to him. Look, Tony, there has been a narrative this season in particular about the way Arsenal are playing. There's been the phrase set-piece FC. They won't be beloved champions if they do win the league. Do you think it is a fair assessment, or is it a bit harsh on Arsenal?
I don't really care.
I think that's what they say.
I go back to the George Graham era. We'd do anything. We knew how to win football games. We were so the word resilient comes up, and as I said earlier about the '87 and that squad that George put together and the kids that were playing in that period, we were so resilient. I'm going to say it again. George that's his words. And first and foremost, and we won a lot of games. I scored up that end to win the derby against Tottenham. We've won so many games here. 1-0, being resilient, getting a set play. We had Righty as well that nicked us a goal now and again. But we set our stall out not to get beat first and foremost. And be well defensively. And weirdly, the only time Arteta's won anything, it's been when he came here in the FA Cup. We were super. The whole team, I'm not talking about just the defence, the whole team was so resilient. They're so resilient on the day. And that's why we went. And I think it served him today to get over the line, to play well defensively today. Get a scrappy corner and Gabriel goes and nicks it, and happy days, you know what I mean? So get over the line first, and then worry about what people say is irrelevant.
Did you see those comparisons then between the George Graham team that you played under and this Arsenal team? Because their defence, they're celebrating clearances like their goals, aren't they?
Absolutely, I love it to death. And you've got Declan in there and Zubimendi. You underestimate that. I became a very good central defender when I had Patrick Vieira and Manu Petit in front of me. When you've got Declan playing how he's playing and Zubimendi, and it's the amount of quality players we've got in the squad as well. This squad's going to win a lot of stuff in the next couple of years, please, guys. And I'm so excited. I'm seeing goals from set plays. A little bit too much pushing them, Joe, but we worked a block here on Tottenham, like I said, to win the FA Cup in '96. I got a goal up the other end against Holland in the Euros in '88 when Don Howe did a little bit of a block session, and I blocked for Andy Linnigan when he scored the winner here. So it doesn't matter about that stuff, but you have to be resilient. There you go. I'm going to tell you again.
their two central defenders are getting a lot of plaudits, Gabriel and William Saliba. A peak Tony Adams, if you're in this team, who would you want alongside you?
Oh, they're fantastic players. I was very, very lucky that I played with some great partners. Terry Butcher for England, but I had Dave O'Leary at the start, Stevie Bold, and went Martin Keown, and then Sol Campbell at the end of my career. Phenomenal partnerships, because it's not about the individual, it's about the partnership, and it's about your fullbacks, and it's about the people in front as well. So these two are very, very good, and they're getting better and better and better. I would like to say that when I last lifted it, I was 20 though, but there's a little bit of a difference. But no, I think they're brilliant. What one would I have had alongside me? I could have adapted. Dave O'Leary didn't make a tackle in 722 games. He jockeyed everyone. He was a bit like a Saliba. Yeah. He's like a Saliba. So I played a lot, and I became the one that would go and hit Haaland and leave David and Saliba to go there. So I'd be Gabriel. But likewise, with Stevie Bold, he's more like Gabriel, and I floated around him and played the sweeper role. So it's about partnerships, and they're a great partnership because they've got different qualities.
Just finally, Tony, there's not long till kick-off. What's your head and your heart saying to you about today's game, and is it saying the same thing? The Arsenal always says 1-0 to the Arsenal. I think I'd really pray that we actually go on from that and put a fantastic performance in and get a bit of revenge from 2018 when we didn't actually turn up here, and we lost 3-0 against Man City. So if we got a bit of revenge and play them off the park as well as being resilient, then that's the icing on the cake. That's my heart. My head's telling me still, actually we need to cross the line. I think we're the better squad and the better team. I think Arsenal win all the way. Right, fantastic. Just great timing there, Tony. Thank you very much indeed. That is Tony Adams, the former Arsenal captain, the last Arsenal captain to lift this trophy way back in 1993. Plenty going on here, pitch side here at Wembley Stadium.
I'm really happy for you. I know it's gone. One quick question. How hard did you hit that ball the other day?
It was hard, isn't it?
Have you hit one any better than that?
I don't think so, to be fair. I think it was like one of those shots that you just knew as you kicked it was going in. So yeah, a special one.
It was spiteful. I'm not going to lie, I was having a flick, right, because Champions League, like so many games, I flicked, and then my WhatsApp group, look at this strike, and I was like straight back, and I've just popped up laughing, and you just went boom.
Yeah, perfect. One of those perfect goals. You just enjoy the moment. I didn't know how to celebrate.
Oh no! I know you grabbed you're grabbing the badge, and you're thinking, what I mean, right? But I've got to be honest. If I score a goal like that, I like to think I'll be trying to be cool, but it's not easy, is it? But you do it though somehow, because that could have been. You could have just corner flag, slide on the knees.
I don't actually know, to be honest. In the moment, I just felt right to do that, and yeah, man, that's how I am normally, instinctive. And
you've had some great moments, and so as I said to you a minute ago, it must feel like so vindicated to make this move. You seem so happy. The club's flourishing, in so many major competitions. Cup final to come the weekend. It couldn't have gone any better, could it?
Yeah, it is very special. It's worked out better than I could have imagined it. So yeah, massively grateful, massively blessed to be in this type of environment, to be competing for everything. This is like, it's everything. It's where you want to be, and yeah, man, it's a massive privilege.
I remember when you first signed and you came out the tunnel and you just stopped, and it was the coolest. I have to admit, I was doing the game at Saturday night, and we had the shots of you coming in, and you did probably the coolest ever walkout anyone's ever done, and you just looked up at the crowd. I was like, that's nice, that was good. But is that when you knew, I've arrived, I've made the right decision here?
I'll be honest, yeah, I think obviously signing, I knew it was going to be top. I knew that this is a club that I want to play for. But yeah, that walkout, that moment, for me, is probably one of the most special moments for me, because I always remember that. I always remember the feeling and the love that I felt in that stadium in that moment. Yeah, man, I knew at that moment it's going to be a special journey with this club for sure.
Yeah, it's nice. And your form, obviously, scored against Crystal Palace, against your old side, and then you get the hat-trick against Tottenham. I mean, they must have been like incredible moments for you as well, because you don't know how things are going to go. Playing against your old club is never easy, and then the hat-trick against the biggest rivals is that's iconic status as well.
Yeah, for sure. As I said, it's sort of stuff that you can't dream of. You're not expecting these things to happen, but for sure every day I'm working, I'm applying myself and doing everything I can to take those opportunities. But when it comes off in such a way, it is special, and you do sort of have to take a moment to realise what's happened, yeah, just thank God for it, man.
Yeah, and so with any move there comes difficulties as well, and it feels there was a couple of times after that was such high against Aston Villa. I remember at the back post you got caught with Matty Cash. It was a bit of a moment for you, which every player goes through. Wasn't in the team for a couple of weeks. Did that almost make you stronger, a bit more resolute, and feel? Do you know what? Because not everything is an upward curve for players.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you do struggle. But right now, I'm just seeing the Eberechi on fire. But you've had a couple of moments as well. Does that make you even stronger and better for that? All because of that?
100%. I think it's part of the journey. It's part of football. You go through ups and downs. You go through periods of not playing and then playing and not playing so well and playing well. So it's just trying to stay level, stay calm throughout all of it, and also for sure it does make you stronger. It makes you understand the level that you need to be at in order to perform and to be in the team, to be the best you can be. So for me, that was I see it as a beautiful moment in my career. I see that as a beautiful period of learning and understanding myself, understanding my teammates, the team better. I feel like it's something that helped me grow massively. So, and I probably wouldn't be thinking the way I'm thinking now if I hadn't experienced that.
Yeah, because some players can maybe go the other way. Things aren't going for me. That's where you have to just dig in and realise. And then when you come through those moments, and again, it feels like you've been picking on Tottenham a lot this year. But those 2 goals, everything feels it's gone so well. Not just since then, but that has been a really big moment as well, giving you that confidence. Yeah. Because I've watched you for a long time. I've always been a big fan of when you were at Crystal Palace, because I think you're different. You play the game with so much flair, which we don't see. We see a lot of robotic players now. But do you feel that sometimes what makes you is confidence, is belief, and once you get that, then you flourish?
Yeah, I think so. I think the type of player I am, if I have the trust in my own mind of myself, and I also have the trust and confidence that people are looking to me to create and to sort of decide games and change games, it fuels me and gives me more. So definitely something that I enjoy, that type of pressure, that type of responsibility. And yeah, it's sort of, as I said, there's phases in seasons, there's moments, there's ups and downs, but when you're in a good moment, it's definitely good to enjoy it, but also have the perspective of what you're trying to achieve. Yeah,
and you're definitely in a good moment. Even the weekend, I was watching the game, and it felt, obviously Max got a lot of plaudits afterwards, and then Gyökeres's goal, but I watched your performance and I sensed a real leader trying to make things happen, although it might not have got overlooked. But I bet you went home after that game thinking, yeah, I did my bit today. Even towards the end of the game, when the crowd are on you, and I've been there trying to win titles, it's not easy, and you sense that sort of awkwardness and anxiety, but you were still the one that I thought, if you get it to you, something's going to happen. Are you getting that feeling and that confidence now?
I would say so, in a sense. Like, time is going by and I'm becoming more used to the players I'm playing with, and understanding what the manager wants as well and what the team needs in specific moments. So and I'm also understanding more what I can bring to this team and how I can help and how I can be the best version of myself in this squad. So it's definitely something that I'm starting to take a bit more responsibility in myself, in how I impose myself on games and how I help bring about the result that we want ultimately. So yeah, I think that's part of my mindset, part of just time. As you go on, you become more mature and you understand the game a bit better. So yeah, I think it's all part of it.
And we're in March, we're still in 4 major competitions. The first one is going to be this weekend. Does it feel, I was talking to Declan Rice a month or so ago, and he was saying that if we can get this one, then everything else will just take care of itself. Without putting too much importance on Sunday, has it sort of got that feeling?
I know where he's coming from, I know what he's saying. I feel like it's important not to put that type of pressure like completely. Of course, it is an important game, so it's a cup final, we want to win, and we will do everything we can to win. I don't want to put too much pressure on this being the decider for the rest of the competitions that we're in, because we're doing so well. We've got an incredible squad, incredible manager, and we're fighting on all fronts. I feel like in terms of momentum, for sure, if you win this game, it gives you more confidence, gives you more belief, more trust that you can.
Nearest rivals.
Yeah, 100%. So it gives you more trust that you can achieve everything throughout the season. But yeah, we're going to see this as just one game, as what we need to do in order to win it. We're already planning, we're already putting ourselves in the best position, so I'm trusting that it'll be good.
And the last time at Wembley in a domestic competition, that went well for you?
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good one.
Hoping for more of the same.
Maybe more to come.
Yes,
so
sir.
when you so it's obviously today we've got a couple of days before the final. What has it been like for you? Do you get nervous before games? What's your preparation going to be like? Are you going to be will you stay on the hotel on Saturday night?
Yeah, we'll stay at the hotel on Saturday. I feel like, for me anyways, my mentality is pretty chilled. I just enjoy football. I love playing football.
Nervous? That doesn't strike me as getting nervous. Do you get a bit nervous?
I get nervous in the sense of, like just an excitement to play and want to, and the occasion makes it more or less or whatever. So I think that's part of it. That's part of being human. But yeah, I just enjoy occasions. I enjoy playing in big games and big moments. So for me, I'm just excited for it. That's the main thing. But preparing all the same for me, just doing what I can to ready my mind, ready my spirit for the game, and just to go in and be myself, which is the main thing.
When I see you in that vintage tracksuit, and I know you're an Arsenal fan as a kid, is it almost like pinch yourself what's happening? And that's not to undermine all the hard work and sacrifice, because I know what you went through. I know you had to be so resilient because of you. Not many players have had a journey like yours. Your ability. I know you was at QPR and you was Arsenal as a kid as well. Millwall didn't work out, and then now to be sitting here in that tracksuit, 4 major competitions, it's a dream, right?
No, it's special. It is special. I feel like, as you said, not to look past everything that you've gone through to get here, but for sure, every day I wake up and when I drive in and when I see the badge and all these types of things, it's something that I pray never leaves me. Just the gratitude and understanding that it could have gone so many other ways, but this is how it's played out. And
were
it's
there
a massive
times when
blessing.
you, as a kid, when you went, this isn't for me, I'm not sure I'm ever going to be a footballer?
If I'm honest, no. Of course, there's going through different struggles and situations, but I never stopped believing, and I think that's because of how much I love the game. I love playing football, I love what I do, and the dream is always to do this for a job. So I've always had that sort of faith and trust that God will give it to me.
Looking forward to this one and how this one will go. We're going to look at it from both angles, by the way, but we're going to start with the Arsenal angle. Joined now by content creator, the deluded Gunner, CJ Needham is with us. Good morning, CJ. How are you?
Hi, CJ.
Good morning. Good morning, guys. I hope everyone's doing well and safe. It's a cup final day, so yeah, I'm in great spirits.
Good.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm feeling good energy from you, CJ.
Thank you.
Well, you hope your team have the same, and to be fair, they've had that all season, haven't they, CJ?
They've had a good season, you're right. They've definitely had that all season, but now it's the most enjoyable part of the season. And these are the games that professional footballers want to play. And it's a cup final. It's a chance to end our trophy drought. As the article said there, or the advert better yet, it's the master against the apprentice. Let's have it, man. Let's climb those steps at Wembley and become the League Cup winners.
What's impressed you in the last few weeks about Arsenal? Because obviously there looked a period like City might catch you, but Arsenal now have extended that lead again.
Oh, that's a good question, and there's a few things that have impressed me. But as you guys know, we're in the business end of the season, so if I had to boil it down to one thing, I would just say just getting the job done. We've got different protagonists, whether it's our defenders, whether it's our attacking footballers like Eze, who are starting to find their goal-scoring boots. I would just say the ability just to get the results and just keep kicking on in all these competitions, and that's what you need at this point in the season.
You mentioned Eze there, and he's capable, and Palace fans will tell you. And I remember watching him and saying, if he gets clinical in front of goal, that is one hell of a player, because he's got everything in his game. And the fact that I'm seeing him score a little bit more often and being more clinical and obviously being devastating with the type of strikes he's capable of.
I mean, this is what you wanted to see from Eze since the beginning of the season. Of course, things very rarely go to plan. He's needed to adapt to Mikel Arteta's system. He's needed to get comfortable with playing for a big club like Arsenal. But he's finding his feet at the right time, and he loves playing at Wembley. He's got a good record at Wembley anyways. Last season he did the business against Manchester City. So I'd love him to, beyond obvious reasons, to do it today. And it'd be romantic from a former Highland boy who got released, came back to Arsenal on a big money move, has had a difficult start. And if he could do it at Wembley, not just him, but with a number of our new signings, you go down in Arsenal folklore, don't you? So he's going to be central to our plans today.
What do you want to see from Arsenal today? Do you care about the style, or do you just want the win?
Oh, I mean, you're in a final. Of course, I'd love to win it in an amazing fashion that entertains the neutral, but you just got to get over the line. Whether we want to score from set pieces or some scintillating attacking play, just get the job done. It could be so ugly, it could be beautiful. As long as you're climbing those steps at Wembley and you've got the victory, that's all us and a number of Arsenal fans care about.
Yeah, and the atmosphere